All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect, wishing this word in truth and in sincerity, with over perceiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh is the name of His only begotten Son. These so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, or the Israelites, according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh whom the world ignorantly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson. You know, with the coming banking crisis, because due to the fact that a lot of people can go to these banks and get money to purchase their groceries, you know, things to survive on a daily basis, can pay utilities, make sure a roof over them head. But the thing is, we're coming up on a time in which people are going to go to these banks or these ATMs and they won't have any money, because that is something that I'm regular out here, yo. Once it reach the 25th to the 30th, the money I got when I go to these ATMs anytime after that, a couple of days the machine them don't have any money. Why is that? Why you have 2-3 machine in our line, 4 machine in our line, and only 1 machine you are full with money? People now ask themselves these questions: what's really going on with the monetary system in Jamaica? Right now, our work, you have 2 machines there, and only 1 machine them full in money. And that it don't even seems like it full. Because within a day and a half, the machine empty again, and you have to wait for a couple more days before them come restock it. But just imagine when you go to these ATMs and there's no money in these ATMs, but yet still you have money in your account. These banks start closed. Tell us that them they're responsible for a certain amount of money. If you exceed the amount that them responsible for, you see me? You have to just call it a loss. Just think about it, yo. What do you think people are gonna do in those times? Them all their money that they have to work so hard for to save. Then to come to the conclusion that there's no more money to buy food. What you gonna do? So this is 2 Ezra 15 verse 14. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So there's a reason why the Lord said woe to the world. What that woe represents, when I go to verse 5 in the same chapter, it said, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the Lord is the one who's bringing this evil upon the earth, as is written in Amos 3 verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil done in a city, and I, the Lord, have not done it? So the Lord has shown you, He's the one that's bringing these plagues upon the earth. Just like right now, the Lord is scorching the earth. When I read Revelation 16 verse 8 on down, that's why the place is so hot. But a lot of people cannot read these things and come to the understanding the times that they're in. The judgment of the Lord is now at hand, as it's written in 2 Ezra, I want to say 8 verse 6 to 1. So let's watch this clip. What the fuck? Okay.
Well, here's something the mainstream media is going to totally hide from you, just like they did the Hunter Biden laptop and the banking crisis. It's the banking crisis in the United States is about to get a whole lot worse. You better buckle up and protect your family right now. As economist Jim Rickards says, we are entering phase 2 of this banking.
I'm going to just show you something we're going to add to this whole collapse, especially of the US dollar. That was at one time the petrodollar. You see me? I'm just gonna read a quick headline, Laswell. I do a video on it. It says Saudi Arabia just ditched the US dollar. How this affect you? So you have a listen to this video. And Laswell, Lord inspired me through the spirit to do a video on it. You know what time it is, but let's go back to this. But I'll show you the collapse is imminent, yo. It's so close because they are the ones that is bringing this collapse to pass, to bring in their new digital system that they have planned for decades now to bring across. And that's for a different level of control people have never seen before, yo.
Collapse right now. If you've read Jim Rickards' great works, Road to Ruin is an absolutely eye-opening book, and he is a brilliant man. Banking Crisis Stage 2, he writes. And he dives deep into how this all unfolded. So let's take a step back here a minute and look at phase 1. As Kevin Demerit of Lear Capital and I talked about this last week here on the show, Kevin was talking about how so many of these commercial loans started coming due. And it's been destroying these small banks. Because obviously people are coming in, they're like, going to refinance them, but people are not going to refinance into higher interest rates. And so a lot of them are right now being squeezed. And you're going to see a lot more bank failures, hundreds of bank failures. And it all started, if you'll remember, on March 8th, 2023. Most people think it actually started on March 9th because that made more of the headlines, but it didn't. Actually started the day before with a small bank, Silvergate Bank, and that bank collapsed. But it was eclipsed by the following day, of course, by Silicon Valley Bank, which collapsed, and then a bunch of other banks that weren't as publicly talked about. But on March 9th, the FDIC said that indeed all of those excess deposits were uninsured. So, more than $250,000 in these accounts, we can't cover it. We're sorry about that. That's just the way it goes. That's what the FDIC is there for. We insure anything up to $250,000.
See that? That's the same way in Jamaica and around the world. That's the system. They have a certain amount of money where them cover. So once you exceed that amount of money, they might basically tell you have to call it a loss. And then they might tell you you can't keep certain amount of money at home. We can't trust you with it. And if something happens to the bank, you can't reimburse us. But yet still, we cannot keep over a certain amount of money in our house, which we work for.
$50,000. Well, guess what? A lot of these, Silicon Valley venture firms had their money, they have millions in there, wiped out. Sorry. Well, then they came back a few days later on March 11th, and they actually said, sure, we will insure all of those losses. Wait, what? Now you're going to insure all of them? How are you going to do that? Janet Yellen comes out and says, yeah, we'll cover them. The Treasury will cover it. Don't worry about it. $1 trillion? Okay, how's that going to work? How's that going to work? Well, it's being called the mother of all bailouts, as Jim writes here. That Sunday night, they also closed Signature Bank, a New York-based bank with crypto links. The damage wasn't done. On March 19th, the Swiss National Bank forced a merge of UBS and Credit Suisse, one of the largest banks in the world. Credit Suisse was on the edge of insolvency. Finally, May 1st, First Republic Bank, with over $225 billion in assets, was ordered closed by the government and sold to J.P. Morgan. It was the mother of all bailouts, and it seemed to leave stock market investors unfazed. The issue was and is, once you've guaranteed every deposit and agreed to finance every bond at par value, what's left in your bag of tricks? What can you do in the next crisis that you haven't already done except nationalize the banks? Phase 2, nationalizing the banks.
I see where you're going here.
That's coming. And if you'll recall, they did this same thing back in the Great Depression. 9,000 different institutions wrapped up, closed up, swallowed up, and nationalized. So
That's the op.
And to people, it might seem random, but this is all planned, yo. This is all planned by the global elites, because they're about to implement their total control-based system, which is going to be a digital system. And we have been saying this for a while now, yo. But people look at it like the things that we're saying not making any sense when this thing is gradually being implemented right around them, yo. Under the guise of CBDC, which is just another pilot program to lead you to the chip. So going back to the scripts, because a lot of people don't know what this is gonna bring. Just imagine when people cannot find money to pay bills. It's financially insecure. You're gonna have a lot of unlawful acts being carried out just through hunger. This is 2 Esdras 15, verse 15. Let's start back at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Talking about civil unrest. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invaded one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So just imagine, people them can't get the money. You think they're not going to listen to them politicians anymore, them governors anymore, the police anymore, governor general, whatever position you may have, official position, you know, the masses will not listen to you anymore. And they will start move according to their ambitions, you know, their goals, their wants, their needs. And that's going to cause all out chaos, you know, all out lawlessness upon the earth. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, because what? Martial law will get declared. They're going to have a lot of places that get burned down, a lot of stores that get looted, because these stores now going to have goods for more than a week. And that's a lot. Just me saying a week is a lot. Not even more than 3 to 4 days. But when I say a week, meaning in a week you're not supposed to go in there and see nothing. Yeah? Because at first, niggas going to take simple-minded things like TVs, breaking out shoes for the newest J's, you know. All of the name brand shoes them can't get. Not knowing say, man, we're in the time of the collapse. This is not going to get better. But due to the simplicity of our people and a large, that's how they're going to move until they see the amen. There's no food. And what do you think people are going to do in those times? Verse 8 till us say, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. This is the times that we're in which you can see it take place in local farms, yo, little by little. Because even when we go to these ATMs, you can see the irritation on people. That long line with them have to wait. Almost every Friday or every fortnight to every month, you have some big lines at these ATMs, yo. All these things were thought about long before these things are taking place, because them won't give you that level of irritation so that, hey man, you may stop desiring to draw cash. You want to do everything digitally so you can be tracked and monitored. So they might give you that level of irritation, that level of discomfort to bring in their form of convenience, because that is the guys they're gonna push this agenda on. Convenience. This is easily done. And a lot of people is gonna run to it, especially women. So hey man, this was just a quick lesson about the collapse of the US dollar and what's to come due to that, yo. So that I want to say Kalalal, Yahoo, Bashim Shai, Basham, Raka, Kodash, and hey man, don't make them chicken. Once the US dollar collapse, all these money around the world is gonna be like a chain reaction. That's why the BRICS nation want trade in a different fashion, you know. But hey man, it's gonna be the said result either way. So I hope this is edifying. With that, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Basham, Raka, Kodash, Shalom.